Mm. Hello, hello. It is Wednesday, so the witches are back.
All right.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. Welcome to Witchy Wednesdays. We are going to be discussing several things. We're going to be talking about eclipses a little, and we're going to have some witchy TikToks that we're going to talk about. So, first, I want everyone to introduce themselves. So, let me start with our lovely co host here.
Hi, I'm Dusty Cakes. You can find me on Instagram at Dusty Cakes with my links.
Awesome. And we have the CEO.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I am Carrie Platinum Anthony, the CEO of iHeartBBW.com, and you can find me on iHeartBBWcom on everything.
Awesome. And we got
Greetings, darlings, and I am Nikki Chevelle, and you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and IG at Nikki Chevelle.
awesome. And I am Big Cherry. You can find me at bigbigcherry.com or at Bori Curves on Instagram. So, first, how's everyone doing? Like, how's this period of time for everyone emotionally, spiritually, physically?
Wait, can I just say, Nikki, that new photo on your little avatar is so beautiful. Just wanted to say.
Thank you, thank
It's super
you.
cute.
Yeah, I like the green. I'm doing great. How are you,
I,
Jess?
I keep saying I'm neutral. It's here or there.
It's like, whatever. It's just happening.
How are you, Nikki?
I would say my mom's spirit has been heavy
Mm.
for the last 2 weeks, last week and this week, and just going through the motions. So, and her birthday is coming up. It's in December, the day after Christmas. So, what I'm saying?
Oh,
Just going through the motions. Other than that, I think I'm in an all right headspace. I think I'm gonna go ahead. I have not cracked open my shadow work book yet because I've already
see.
been in a really sensual spot, and I want to be in a clear headspace. That way, I can really dig. Like I'm not thinking about my mama trying to do this, but okay, let's be honest. Let's be, what I'm saying, vulnerable. When I do
Yeah.
this. So uh, that's where I'm at. So if I call y'all in the midnight hour, you know what I'm calling you about, okay?
That's a smart way to do it, though. You know.
Yeah. I understand completely because when I got mine, before I even started working on it, I was already like bringing up stuff like from my childhood and everything, and like remembering things, and I was like, ooh, ooh, this is gonna be intense. I already know it. It was even before I opened the book. So just
Hmm.
like the thoughts and ideas I was getting from it, I was already like, this is gonna be intense. So I get it. And I started it, and you saw me, I started it, and then I was like, I need a break. I think I was
Right.
taking a break. Yep. Like right when I started, I was like, I need a moment. Give me a second. I need to be prepared for this. Yeah, so I totally get it. It's intense. Yeah. But yeah, I've been good this week. I been busy. I will say that my sleep is taking a toll. Like I've been having a lot of struggle with sleeping, but other than that, like just doing a lot of stuff. I've been getting very creative, doing a lot of painting,
I
getting
love
kind of
that
like my
all you
space
did.
back. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yes.
did the wall. I did a sherry disco ball, and right now today I did the gridding for. Y'all can see it. Oh, there we go. For a little disco ball, I'm painting on a canvas, so that's gonna be
Ooh.
cute. Yeah, doing a lot of stuff, but I feel like I'm getting like back in the track of things. So
That's
yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yes. So today we're talking about a lot of things, but starting with eclipses, right? Because I feel like we talk about the moon and everything, and an eclipse seems to be like a big moment
Yeah, eclipse
in
season
which,
is very transformative, and it can be a confusing time. It can be a hard, difficult time, but
mm,
also like there's going to be a lot of fear mongering. Like you can be scrolling through TikTok and they might tell you this is like a really rough time, and it is for a lot of people.
yeah,
But there's also positives to that because when one door closes, another one opens. So, um, we'll see. The TikToks will explain better than I can, but
yeah. Let's
yeah,
watch them. Let's watch the TikTok so we can have a reaction to them. I'm gonna play them, all of them. There's 5 of them. I'm gonna play them all, and then we can start like discussing on them and what we think about the whole comments. Okay. Let's start with this person. I'm gonna put, by the way, the usernames of the TikTok accounts on here too, if you want to give them a follow. And just saying hi to Jason. Hello,
hi
Jason. What's
Jason.
up?
Greetings, Jason.
Thank
Hey,
you for tuning
Jason.
in. Okay, so let's start with this one.
Solar eclipse in Libra on October 14th will set the tone for the next 6 months of your life. As with any eclipse, it's impossible to fully anticipate the outcome. So you will be reacting to karmic moments that arise in your life. And it will be up to you to interpret and internalize what the lesson is. But even as you feel these changes flooding in, the cascading impacts won't be fully understood for another 6 months. So if you just moved, or just walked away from a relationship, or even if you're on a journey to reinvent yourself, the full moon in late March 2024 will complete the story. For most people, this will mark a time when relationships and connections of all types are being reshaped. You are likely to find more authentic, real, visceral relationships. Because I know some of you who are watching this have been neglecting core parts of yourselves to make a relationship work. It's time to stop that. People are going to be so attracted to your brazen honesty and authenticity. They're going to say, finally, you're actually speaking your truth. So watch new people come into your life who can facilitate your rapid growth and evolution. Everyone will feel this, but for those of you with major placements in Libra, Aries, Capricorn, and Cancer, you are pretty much guaranteed to go on this 6-month journey to reconnect with your true self. Are your current relationships supporting the person you're becoming?
So
That
you
is
about to
very
play another one?
interesting.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell
Okay,
you
real
something.
quick, commentary quick, and then we go to the next one. Yeah.
He said
Yeah.
Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, and Aries.
Y-
I'm an
Yeah.
Aries sun, a Cancer moon, and a Libra rising. Get out of my business.
I'm
I'm
a
about to
half
Shit.
be all
Libra,
toe up
baby. I
over
have
here.
like, mine
Yeah.
is like Gemini, Gemini, Libra, Libra. So like, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, like you said, everyone will feel it, but those signs will feel it the most in your major placements. So I'm an Aries moon and a Capricorn rising, so a little scared over here.
So we about to be laid out, and we is about to be laid out somewhere. That's what we about to be.
I might
Okay.
need you to read my chart again because I don't remember any of mine, but
I think
yeah.
you're a Libra moon.
Yeah, I think so too. And a lot of that resonated with me hardcore. So,
But this
Hello,
is the thing.
Brooklyn.
Hey, Kitty Boo
hey,
Boo. All
Brooklyn.
three of my signs. All three. My
So
sun, my moon, and my rising. Oh my
Oh,
God.
that's
you're
gonna be in 3 days, October 14th. That's when the eclipse happened. Let's see the new one. Like Jess said, there's some that are like fear mongering. There are some that are more, So let's see what this one has to
The
say.
solar eclipse in Libra will absolutely change your entire life. I said what I said. The last time we had one of these was in 1996, which points to a culmination of the last 9, 18, and 27-year cycles. It could also be throwing you back to what happened in April to come full circle now. At any rate, take your pick. You will never be the same. Let's discuss. This celestial event has profound implications because it signals swift and transformative turns of events. You might not be able to see them coming, but they are here to rebalance what has been off balance for quite some time, especially in relationships and the way we treat ourselves. Here's what you're going to do. There is some really strong influence when it comes to Venus and Lilith this time around. It would be really beneficial to make a list of everything that no longer serves you, from the abstract to the specific. I'll give you some examples. Say you're done with feeling unworthy. You can write down, I am ready to shift my thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that I am not worthy. I am worthy of this life and all the good it brings. Or it can be specific, like growing a certain talent. You can say, I am ready to grow whatever talent it is so that I may fully express it in this life. And I have to say, this isn't something that you have to turn into some dramatic ritual. It can be something that you casually write about in your journal and add on to later. And give yourself plenty of time to think about this. This is something you can start a week prior to the eclipse, on the eclipse, or even a week after. The universe is always listening.
Okay, that one I'm listening to.
Yeah, I got chills.
Yeah,
Like,
that one I'm definitely listening to. And I already wrote down the line. I was like, I am ready for my challenge. Like, I was like, I'm writing down that one for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, this
That
is
one resonated.
about to be a very intense next 6 months because the next 6 months, my birthday, I will
Yeah,
be 40. So
I
this
can
is
I can
about
see
to
it.
be intense. This is about to be. By the time I
I'm
finish,
I'm scared but excited.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be saying, I got a new attitude. Okay, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
Okay, let's look at the next one real quick here.
If you are seeing this on or before October 14th, listen up. This message is for you. There is a new moon in Libra during this eclipse season on Saturday, October 14th, that is literally going to launch you into your dream life. This is such powerful energy that if you choose to take advantage of it, you will be so fully transformed that by the end of the month, you will not have even recognized yourself because everything just fell into place and you started to get it all. One of the things that you're going to have to do is you're going to have to let go and just close the chapter to relationships in personal, business, and friendships that are just dragging you down. This is going to be super important to do. It's going to be super hard to do. You've probably been feeling the ick and the frustrations and the tears leading up to this Saturday. Because trust me, I've been going through it too. Next, you're going to have to put yourself at the top of your priority list. I know this sounds insane and super selfish, but hear me out. This new moon in Libra is all about partnerships. If you're single and you've been really wanting to find the one, this is the time to do it. All of the energies in the skies are like aligning to it, but that means that you actually have to put yourself first because you have to take care of yourself. You have to love yourself the way that you want to be loved. You have to take the time to dress the way that makes you feel your sexiest, your most loveliest, your most best self, where you're just like, I like who I see when I look in the mirror. When you do that, you become a magnet for people to become wildly obsessed with you. You are not going to find your person by trying to be someone other than your true authentic self. So if you're really wanting to find the one, you got to stop pretending to be something that you just are not. Pretending to be an influencer or pretending to be that girl is not going to get you what you want because it's not authentically you. You are your own authentic that girl. That's what you need to find. Finally, with money, and this is a really big thing, stop wasting it on retail therapy, on stuff that is just fleeting. Start investing in yourself and your self-discovery. If you're wanting FU money, millions, billions of dollars, you need to have a product, service, or goods that you are selling or exchanging to the public for that money. Which means you need to create a product or enough demand for something that is worth millions and billions of dollars. Yes, you get paid to exist. And yes, your existence pays for itself. That is still work. You need to become a master and an expert in that. If you want people to just pay you to show up and be you, then you gotta practice and master showing up every single day and being you in that energy that they want. Save this video and come back at the end of the month and tell me what happens. Claim this in the comments by writing, I now launch myself into my dream life. If you want more of my good vibes, come to my free meet and greet in LA this Sunday, October 15th. Details are in my profile. I also have a VIP mastermind dinner that spaces are going fast for, so if you want that, sign up for that too. You are worthy and deserving of having it all, your entire dream life, and now is your moment to take it. So seize it, all right? You've got this.
This bitch should be doing tech talks because I got motivated.
I like her. I like her.
You gave me chills. One, I felt extremely called out.
Attacked.
I did.
Yeah.
I understand.
I just got a
Secondly,
new share, which I was like, damn it. Okay, cool.
if I lived in LA, I would go to her meet and greet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, please
thirdly,
go.
I liked her energy. I really felt like
Yeah.
she seemed, yeah, she motivated me too, but I definitely felt called out. So yeah, that
Yeah.
retail therapy, especially when I'm looking at Amazon with $400 of things in my box, in my cart that I'm like, do I really need this shit?
That one definitely hit me harder than the other
Yeah.
one. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to do the other two, but that one I am definitely going back to, and I'm definitely going to her TikTok, and I'm like, girl, I'm ready for my
Who,
dream life.
who was that
But
again?
you know what? It's crazy because, with like I said, this last 2 weeks I've been spiritually all over the place. But my mother, and I was looking back at like old pictures and how even if I didn't go nowhere, I would
Mhm.
still get dressed. I would still take pictures and things of that nature
Mm.
just to
Yeah,
post. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wasn't an influencer then, but I was consistently posting and doing stuff. So I was like, oh,
yeah.
girl, you got to get
You
back
were
to
an
that.
influencer. You just didn't get the title yourself. Like that's basically it, but you were.
Yeah, so it was like, okay, sis, I hear you. And coming up with a product or service, like,
Yeah. When she was saying like if
okay,
you want to just get paid to exist, like you have to
Mhm.
be
Mhm.
that. You have to act that. Be that
yeah.
it girl.
Yeah.
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 Who
Yeah.
was that again so I can follow her?
I'm gonna need you to say
Oh,
her.
Alicia Ming. But that is, yeah, that one resonated a lot. Let's do the other one so we can go back to discussing those.
Now that we are in October, it is currently eclipse season. In my previous video, I talked about solar eclipses and how that's literally going to change your life. I talked about the main themes of the solar eclipse, when it's going to be happening, which is October 14th, but now I'm going to be talking about the lunar eclipse on October 28th. So the solar eclipse before the lunar eclipse on the 14th is happening in the sign of Libra. So if you have major Libra placements, especially in the 1st, 4th, 7th, or 10th house, then you can expect some really big changes. Like I said before, those changes are going to be extremely unexpected. But now that we have the lunar eclipse coming in after the solar eclipse, this one here looks a lot better and a lot more positive. And the reason why I'm saying that is because of Saturn in Pisces. The lunar eclipse is going to show us where we have a lack of abundance in whatever area we have the lunar eclipse happening in our chart. The lack of abundance is coming from the lunar eclipse having Taurus and Scorpio placements fully involved. So fixed signs, but especially Taurus and Scorpio will feel it the most. But the thing here is that Saturn in Pisces is going to be at 0 degrees, and there's a beautiful sextile going across to the moon, and then a trine that's coming all the way across to the sun. Remember, Saturn is all about discipline and putting people in order. So if Saturn wasn't in this lunar eclipse, I feel like it would be a little bit more tough. And whatever it is that we may lose, or whatever part of ourselves that we need to change that came from the solar eclipse, might not feel that well. But now that we have this beautiful lunar eclipse coming into fruition with Saturn, I'm very excited about this change, and I feel like most people are going to benefit once November comes into play. Nonetheless, make sure and realize what is going on. Talk to an astrologer to understand exactly what is happening in your life. Look for Scorpio Taurus placements. Look to see where you have Pisces and what's going on with Saturn, and that will give you an understanding of all the aspects that's happening in your life. Make sure to check out my other video on all of the new different transits that are going to be happening in October. And now that we're in October 1st, happy Halloween. Let's get it started. This is spooky season, baby.
I like that one. That one was more like scientific. I feel like it was much more
Yeah.
informative. But there's a lot of things that me, a beginner, I do not understand. So that's
Right.
why I'm like,
So he was basically explaining like so like the eclipse season is the 14th to the 28th basically.
yeah.
So what the other ones were saying like if the effects last for 6 months. So whatever start happens on the 14th, like whatever needs transformed will come to a close, or like not a close but like you'll know
It will
why on the
fulfill.
28th.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so it might be a confusing time for sure, but
Yeah. Everything I'm hearing is like things that have been like thinking about and everything, and like even saying out loud. So it kind of was like, oh shit, okay.
All of these people, by the way, that were like showing, like they are all astrologers, and they have like their own links in their TikToks,
Yeah,
and you can book them for sessions. Like if you don't
that's
quite
pretty cool.
understand your chart, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So let's go with the last one so we can go back to I don't know about y'all, but I'm going back to Alicia.
You're
Okay.
going to need to grab a drink and take a seat for this one. Because if this found you on or before October the 14th, well, lucky fucking you. As we now run headfirst into eclipse season. This month, we don't have just one eclipse, but we have two. And the first one falls on the new moon. And if you are brave enough to capitalize on this energy, I have a powerful manifesting ritual that works quickly. You see, eclipses are portals to higher states of consciousness. They help us take a quantum leap into a new and more evolved state of being. They fast track us, moving towards our destiny with greater speed. But they are not for the faint. Event is called the Ring of Fire. And here is what I'm going to do. And for this ritual, it's quite simple. You just need a quiet space where you're comfortable, pen and paper, and a candle. I want you to light a candle to symbolize the transformative power of the eclipse. Now, look at these three spheres. On a piece of paper, I want you to draw this, or you can take a screenshot of these spheres that I have here right now. This sphere represents the shallows. This sphere represents the Ring of Fire. And this sphere represents the core of peace. Now, the shallow is a sphere that is filled with stress, false beliefs, and negativity. Where the Ring of Fire, this is a space that challenges you into a space of transformation. And the core of peace is your connection to spirit, your spirituality, and tranquility. Now, I want you to grab your pen. And I want you to write down any beliefs, habits, or situations that you feel are holding you back, especially those that are related to the shallows sphere. And I want you to be honest with yourself. After you've done that, I want you to now face the Ring of Fire. I want you to look at it and visualize yourself standing at the edge of the Ring of Fire. Recognize any fears or resistance that you might have about stepping into this transformative space. And I want you to write down your fears around the challenges that you might face as you go through any transformation that leads you to your manifestation. I want you to create a positive affirmation for yourself, such as, I embrace the transformative power of the Ring of Fire with courage and openness. Now, do a little bit of meditation, close your eyes and take some deep breaths and imagine yourself stepping into the Ring of Fire. Visualize the old beliefs and fears burning away, leaving you feeling lighter and more liberated. Now we want you to release and surrender, and during this meditation, let go of the need to control everything. Surrender to the process of transformation. Trust that what emerges on the outside will be for your highest good. And now, and finally, I want you to embrace the core of peace. I want you to visualize yourself moving through the Ring of Fire and arriving at the core of peace. I want you to feel a profound sense of connection, tranquility, and self-awareness. Write down any insights or feelings that arise during this visualization. And you can spend as much time as you need on this. And if you need help with any meditations, my collection, over 4 hours, 20 to choose from, is just right here. I've done all the hard work for you. Now, as you get to the end of this session, I want you to blow out your candle because it symbolizes the end of your meditation. And I want you to take a few moments just to ground yourself and express gratitude for the opportunities of transformation. After you've done your meditation, review what you've written about your fears and your old beliefs, and perhaps identify one concrete action that you can take to start moving away from the shallows and closer to the core of peace. Commit to taking this action in the coming weeks and watch how things bloody change quick. Okay, your ritual is complete. Love you. Bye.
I love that. I love that one because like it tells us exactly like what to do.
Yeah.
So it's like she said she did the hard work already. Like you don't even have to think about it.
She gives you like
So
a template. Yeah.
yes, I love that. I definitely love that because for someone that's new to this, like you don't even know where to start. There's so much out there, you know what I mean? So it's great that she's being so helpful. Thoughts, y'all, thoughts.
I feel like the common theme among all of those videos, all those astrologers, um, is that they're pretty confident that shit's gonna happen very quickly. Like, and that's probably why I don't know about you all, but I've been feeling really uncomfortable and a lot of my emotions, like, when you're transforming and like moving into where the space you're supposed to be in, like it's uncomfortable because you're leaving your old life and like
Yeah.
you're used to all like you're used to your habits. No one likes change, like
You're kind of breaking up with yourself because your
yeah.
new self is letting, like a couple of them said something about like leaving behind the things that no longer serve you. Sometimes that's an older version of yourself that, like, I definitely resonate with that.
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely. I feel like the last couple of months has been the transformative period where I was like uncomfortable and things were like really uncertain. And then like since I came back from Florida, like it almost feels like going there. It's like I came back and I went through the veil and like everything just kind of shifted. And really what shifted was me because I needed to disconnect from everything that was I needed to see things from a different perspective, I guess, and reconnect with people personally because I've made this business my life,
Yeah.
my friends, everything in it. Everything in my life really revolves around this industry. And now it's like I reconnected with people that were from, obviously before. So those were deep. I feel very enlightened, but also like there's more.
So
That's scary though. But yeah,
It
sorry.
is scary.
what we fail to realize is that change doesn't have to always drag out.
No.
Sometimes change can come in the blink of an eye. You know what I'm saying? It can be a quickening to where you realize, you know what? You say what I release this and it's gone. And you release it and you don't put it back down. And all it takes is the determination and the mindset of saying, I'm done. So it doesn't have to be a long 6 months. It could be 30 days. It could be
Yeah.
14 days. It can be in the next hour. It depends on you and how aligned you are with you and your spiritual uh connection, journey, or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? So I am prepared for that. I know some things I am gonna wrestle with because they are my thorn in my side, but it's gonna be some things where I'm gonna be like, okay, we letting this go, and it is what it is. Like I'm not picking this back up. I'm over it now. You know what I'm saying? Now it's time to really come into or step into who I really am. You know what I'm saying? Like come from behind the veil, come from behind the mask. I don't really wear a mask, but be more open with people. You know what I'm saying? Being more gentler and giving people more grace when they deserve it.
Right.
And not even, you know
Yeah.
what? I can't even say that. Nope, I can't say that. I can't say when they deserve it because everybody deserves grace. You might not think they deserve grace, but everybody deserves grace because if the shoe was on the other foot, I would want somebody to have grace for me. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
just being mature enough to walk in that because sometimes a situation coming, you're not mature enough to give that person grace because you want them to have the full-fledged revenge and things of that nature. So whatever change that is coming, I think I'm ready for it. I'm starting to get comfortable in my uncomfortableness.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm comfortable being uncomfortable because I know when I come out of this,
Familiar.
something it's gonna be. I'm stepping towards my purpose. I'm stepping towards what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm recreating new relationships and things of that nature. So
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. As
I'm
ready, unready
excited.
as I can be.
Like
Ready?
it's scary, but I'm definitely excited because I feel like I've already been like in the past few months, weeks, I've been doing already things that like lead up to changes in my life, but like I keep going like, am I gonna take this step? Am I gonna take this step? So like hearing all these things is like, okay, it's time to do it. Like it gives you that reassurance of like, yeah, you're on the right track. And it does feel uncomfortable, it sure does. But I am at a place that I already have been saying it for a little while. Like I am at a place that I'm trying to put myself first because I realize that I like to help people and I like to like do things for others and everything, but I am not able to do my best if I am not at my best. And I definitely need to think about myself because I gotta like, like grow in some way. So yeah, it's very interesting to hear all that. Now I gotta think about the product. Like, I mean, I feel like I already am putting myself out there, like with my services and everything, like letting people know what I can do for them. So I feel like that's helping and is getting business. But I definitely need to like she said, like if your business is yourself and to put yourself there, then you gotta be like, okay, we're doing this shit. So gotta turn that on already for sure.
You got to show up for yourself. I
Yeah.
think we're so quick to show up for other people and I know that's definitely my own, like that resonated with me real strong too, is that you got to show up for yourself. Cause I definitely, like I just started getting my nails done again. I just started doing some like I got my hair done, self-care, things that I had neglected for 6 months or maybe even longer. And to me, I thought I was doing what I needed to do financially because, that's what I thought I needed to do. And what it did was, yes, it helped me out financially, but essentially, I was not taking care of myself because those are things that I'm accustomed to, and those things make me feel good, and in turn help me make money. And I didn't think of it like that. So even my fans are like, "Oh, I love when you wear those nails. I love when you do this. Your hair looks amazing." Like, and it didn't dawn on me until they started saying those things that I was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't do it for like a few months." I wouldn't even wear makeup. Like
I feel that real hard because like, do you see these roots? Like I've got like 6 inches of growth here. Like
They look intentional though.
I guess.
No, really, it looks like that's what you were going for, to be
Yeah.
honest.
But like
Yeah.
I feel my best when like I have my nails done and like I'm all moisturized and I have no roots and my eyebrows are done, like I don't know. So that's investing in yourself, and it's not something you like think like I think about it, but like I also am like, well, for me anyway, like it's like I only have energy to like take care of the kids, like my kids by default. And then at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm good. Like I don't need anything. Like
Same.
But you
I don't
do.
have kids, but I have a boyfriend that is sick. Has been sick for like 3, 4 weeks now, by the way. He hasn't gone to work in like 3 weeks.
oh
He
god.
got like strep and COVID at the same time. So
That's
right now
been
he's coming.
rampant.
Like he's like it's so crazy right now. But yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I'm like I cannot imagine having kids like like on top of everything. I'm here like
I mean, like kids are not. I mean, there's stuff that gets in the way of your self-care,
yeah, it's exactly like there's always something that you will always be able to give yourself the excuse of like you're not doing this because you're taking care of all those things, but like we have to be more intentional with being like, no, today I'm going to do this for myself, and today I am actually going to I was thinking about it today. I was like, I haven't done my makeup or taken pictures and like none of this, and like I depend on that thing because we're content creators, right? And I'm like, I have not been producing anything. Like it takes me doing an excuse of like seeing other people or going somewhere else to actually start doing these things, but when I'm on my own, I'm not doing it. Like I'm not, and I'm like, I started doing it by myself. I started by being in my room, turning on the camera and doing my own stuff and being on lives because I wanted to, you know what I mean? So at this point, I'm like, I need to start thinking like you can do it just yourself. You don't have to,
meet
wait for a
yourself.
situation. Yeah.
Meet yourself where
Yeah.
you're at.
So Yes, yes. So I definitely was having that like conversation with myself today. I was like, I need to like get this done, and like you cannot always have someone else to help you get yourself out there. So you definitely have to be intentional and push yourself.
Not
So
only
yeah.
that, but like the energy that comes from that. Like, I remember the day that I went and got my nails done and I hadn't had them done for 6 months, like, just the way that I felt like doing content. I get my hair done, now I'm doing content every day, like, it's not a big deal for me to just pick up my phone and do some TikToks, and I'm like, "Wow, really? Some nails, getting my hair dyed, getting my eyebrows threaded," like, those are the things that really energized my motivation to, and I've been camming every single day. And even though I'm not making like massive money, just the fact that I'm going live every day has increased my followers. They're adding me on Snapchat. They're joining my fan club. You know what I mean? Like, and it dawned on me in the middle of a consultation, like, just simply showing up for yourself means you're showing up for other people, which in turn all circles back to generating more money, letting your fans know that you're still there. Like it, yeah.
And you're working that muscle. Like it's like anything physically, you have to build up that muscle and build that strength up to like, and then you have work to show. Like if you're a bodybuilder, like you have to work up to show what you know what I mean.
Not only that, but you also, like, for me, I overthink everything. I think that just because I'm gonna jump on cam means that it has to be some big spectacle, some Broadway play, when it's like I literally just been getting on while I'm working on the magazine, while I'm editing videos, while I'm doing other things. That's why I've been camming from my office. And it's like, dude, just being on there's tipping me just to get my attention. It's like, really? This isn't all I had to do is log on. And that's the same advice that I give to people. I had to take my own advice and swallow my own pill and be like, really, bitch. So yeah, it's been a process. And like, I'm getting back into, like, today I really didn't feel like shooting, but my photographer was like, this is the only day I'm gonna have for the rest of the month. And I'm like, well, if I don't shoot today, I'm not going to be able to shoot for another couple weeks, which means that's just longer than I'm going to go without shooting. And then I was like, all right, let me just get up and do it. And I felt really good about it. I got a lot of really good stuff today and it was fun. So yeah, sometimes you just got to push a little bit harder. And like, the thing about me with shooting is that that's for me. There's nobody else that really benefits from that. So it's like easy for me to be like, no, I don't feel like doing it today. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. Maybe I'll do it next. You know what I mean? Like, it's real easy to just like Cherry was saying, like, you just put it off and wait until, okay, well, I'm going to meet up with these people in a couple weeks. Then I'll just shoot when I meet up with them. And so in the meantime, between time, that's time that could have been used wisely. And that's money that you leave on the table, like, not to make it all about money, but like, it's still productivity. It's still money. It's still like, yeah, effort.
Yeah.
I personally, like, my changes have been more about my space, because being a neurodivergent person, I feel like I don't work or I don't want to do things if my space doesn't feel right. And I can be very messy and disorganized and everything, but like I I just have an idea of like what I want in my space to like make content and everything. And I didn't feel like I had a space in my home that I could be like ready to do all those things. So that's when I was like, okay, I'm determined. I'm gonna do it. I'm actually gonna get it done, and I did. Like it's so crazy. Like I know that this can relate to anyone with ADHD too. That it's like once you do it, and you're like, oh wow, that took me like a day.
Yeah,
I could
like
have done it like
something you put off for months takes
yeah.
half an hour. It's like what?
But because we're neurodivergent people, like everything that's a task feel like impossible to us, like to start because it's like so dreading and everything. And like I have been trying harder to be like, no, like you are literally doing nothing. Let's start doing it. Like let's start. Even if you like start, and because I know that I'm often like, oh, I don't want to start a project that I cannot finish, because I always do that. But it's better to start it, and once you start it, maybe you get the motivation to actually see it through, which
Yeah.
is what happened to me. I started it and I was like looking at it. I'm talking about the mural on the wall that I painted the other day. I started looking at it. The idea was to do like a checkered like squares on the middle of the wall, right? And I was like, oh, I want a checkered wall. Yeah, that'll be cool. And I was like set on that checkered wall. And then I started thinking about all the prepping that you have to do to get the lines right, to like put the tape and like cut the corners and all that shit. And I was like, I'm so bad at doing that kind of stuff because I find it so tedious
Yes.
that I immediately was like, okay, I'm going to put this off forever if I keep thinking about this idea. And I started thinking, let me think about something else that I can do that I know I can just freehand and it will be fine. And then I was like, let me do the swirls. And I started doing that, and now I'm love them. Now I'm like, this would look so
That's
much better than
great.
I could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, fuck it. And that was like freehand and everything. You know what I mean? Like I just started doing it and I started pinning and correcting it and all that. So it's like, now that you know that you have that difficulty, it's like finding ways with yourself to get around it, but still get it done, even if it's not what you initially like, not be too stubborn, you know what I mean? To be like, this is what I wanted, it should have been done. No, like change it, fuck it, whatever works for you. So
Yeah.
No,
I'm
that's
working on that.
so having grace for yourself, giving yourself grace,
Yeah, yeah,
basically what
for
you're
sure.
doing. But also, I think what and I hear what everybody's saying, but when you put yourself first, you're forgetting the spiritual part. I hear everybody, oh, money, money, content, content. But what about your spiritual self?
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? What about your physical self? Not I'm not talking about getting made up, but how are your how's your health? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I
And things of that
for me
nature.
that's been
Like
too.
if we go to the things that, oh, what's going, you think it's going to generate money, but when you put spirit first, when you and it's whatever you want to call it, God, Allah, spirit, whatever. When you put them first, when you put that first, the rest will come.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times we forget that. We forget, oh, well, I got needs and I got to do this and I got to do and I got bills to pay. Baby, I know people
Yeah.
who ain't never worked and bills stay paid because they put God first. No, you laughing? I'm serious.
No, no, it's true
You know
though.
what I'm
It's
saying? They
true.
don't worry about nothing. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times we forget that. We forget the other aspects of this thing. If your purpose is to really help somebody grow their content, ask them. Have you taken time out for yourself today to make sure you're
Mm.
spiritually, mentally, emotionally able to do this? And if you say
Hmm.
no in any of them areas, then go concentrate on them areas and get yourself together. So when you
Mm.
do your content, it comes off genuine. It comes off your authentic self. It comes off
Yeah.
real. It comes off true because you've check marked every aspect of who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And I,
agree. Like sometimes we focus on like the superficial stuff too. Like I was talking about my space here, like fixing my space, but that's me working on my mental health, because I know that that's something that blocks me from doing other things, because I feel like, you know, when you're in a space that you don't like, it's like you don't allow yourself to do other things. And I feel like just doing something like that has helped me be like, okay, I'll feel good today. And I started, like, for example, you talked about health. I was like, I realized that those changes bring me to, I called my doctor and I made an appointment to follow up on something. And like, you know, like it is and I've been like looking into the rituals and manifestation and everything that I want to do. And also it's like, I don't know, it's like a little step, but it does take you to other things. But I get what you're saying. Like, you definitely have to push further than just that one thing that gives you that little
Yeah.
feeling of is it dopamine or serotonin, I don't know which one.
The happy
But like,
chemical. Yeah.
yes, exactly, like it gives you that feeling, and that's like a quick fix for sure. Like, it makes you feel good, it gives you a boost, but you definitely have to take it further and go deeper into
Ride the wave.
what's good. Yeah, exactly. So I do agree, I definitely agree that there's more to it than just the the surface stuff.
Like for me, the health part of it, I
Hmm.
probably mentioned it before on here, but I have a tumor in my leg, and it's
Yeah.
been months of, my mobility getting worse, and like I kind of let that like take over my life and made it like, well, it's just getting worse, nothing can get better. Like, and but since my kids started school, I have to take my youngest child to the bus stop, which is like 500 feet from the house. Like I live in the country, so like longer driveways and stuff. But but to me that's a long walk with a
Hmm.
painful leg. Like everything feels like concrete, like you're moving concrete every step. Like, but the point I'm trying to make is I set a goal. It's like, okay, well, I have to make sure my daughter is getting safely on the bus. I have to do it. I have to get up. I'm a single mom. I have to get up and make sure she's good. So, but then I had to like that's fine, but I had to like reframe that and be
Hmm.
like, yes, I have to, but I want to. Like I had to tell myself
Hmm.
I want to do it, because if I make it a have to, it's a chore. But I turn it into I want to. And now I've
Yes.
noticed over the last couple weeks, and even yesterday was like the most like glaringly obvious, like for me, how much progress I've made on myself. The
Yes.
physical
That's
hasn't,
awesome.
I don't want to say it's, it's slowly improving, but when my daughter goes on the bus, I walk back up to the house and I sit outside for like 20 minutes. I just like wait for the sun to rise, like, it's like just starting to rise and like the sunbeams are hitting. And then I started noticing, my neighbor has goats and chickens, and I'm
Hmm.
like hearing all the noises, and I started counting how many different birds I've been seeing lately. And I know that's like weird, but like it's like I saw a blue jay yesterday, some like yellow and black bird, like like a mourning dove. I saw several different kinds of robins, and like they were just everywhere swooping around. And then I walked back up to my door and there was a black feather. And I was like, I like that. That to me was a sign that like I'm paying attention to the little things instead of just like, oh God, they're like, I have to go do this walk. Like I'm in so much pain. I have to do it. No, I want to, because now I'm looking forward to those moments with my daughter in the morning and the moments connecting with nature.
And you're doing something like that. There is like you were doing something for someone because you felt like it's your responsibility, but you also started doing something for yourself. Like
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. That's very cool. Neki,
Yes. Yes.
so what? So I know that we heard Alicia talking about on Saturday we like say some manifestations and everything. Like, what do you think should be something like you can say out loud during the eclipse? Like for you, a manifestation that you can do so we can give ideas to our other witchy people here.
Um,
I like the ones that
mine
she
is
said. They were
going.
like spot on for me.
Mine is going to be. I am closer to God. Mine is
Nice.
going to be. I will be walking in my highest spiritual self. Uh,
Love that.
people will benefit from me walking in my highest in my highest spiritual self. So mine is going to be all spiritual oriented because my name means God's victory of the people. My first and middle name together. Um,
Mm.
are God's riches. So this is gonna be a real turning point for me spiritually.
Mm.
Getting back to being in relationship, you know what I'm saying? And taking it serious and really listening to spirit and saying, okay, what's next? and allowing spirit to show me, all right, this is what we doing, this is where we going, and just listening with my spiritual ear. For me, because a lot of times we forget. Once we get to a certain spot, we forget spirit.
Mm-hmm.
We forget God. We forget who's, your higher power, until something come and be like, oh, you want to start trying to. No, it should always be first, because you walking in it. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be mine. Mine will be, I am closer to God. Mine is going to be, I am walking. I am becoming my highest spiritual self. Um, I'm going to be grounded and things of that nature. So that's where I'm at with it. I've tried
I like
everything,
that.
but I know what works. So I'm getting back to what works for me. So
I like that. I think I do like the ones that she suggested for me, the ones that are like, I am worth it of everything that's been coming to me, like all the opportunities that have been coming to me. Because I think we talked about this last time, that someone had to tell me, like, why do you keep talking yourself out of things, like
right,
you're not able to do them when you know you can, like you've shown me you can. So like that kind of thing is like something that I've been like, I need to be more assertive in the fact that I am able to do a lot of things, and that I am worthy of being, of benefiting of it in a way that it makes my life better too. So like that's one of the things. And also the whole, she said it, I'm telling you, like what she said, I was like, oh, perfect, got it, let me write it down. Because she was like, I'm ready to show my talent, to everyone, and all that. And I was like, okay, that's it. We're doing that one. Got
you
it.
know
You
what? But
just
we
told
also
me.
also need to be manifesting people who respect boundaries.
Mm.
Oh
That's
yeah.
another thing. We need to start manifesting people who not only believe in us, but respect our boundaries and understand that we are trying to grow and not push us back to something we're trying to leave. You know what I'm saying? So being able, I would also say add, um, how can you make, what can you say? I attract
Mm.
people who respect boundaries, who respect my boundaries and understand where I'm coming from,
Yeah.
or
Mm.
what I'm trying to grow from. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Who aligns
put
with
that out
you?
there, because you can grow, we can manifest everything else, but attract shitty people, and that can
Yeah.
also knock you off or knock out what you're trying to manifest, because they blocking it. And you know what I'm saying?
That is
So,
very
and
true.
also to manifest, I stand on my boundaries.
Yeah.
Oh
You know
gosh. Okay.
what I'm saying? So to manifest those things as well. Why you manifesting all the good shit? Manifest that too. So
Yeah. So, for me, it's like I would have to say, like, I'm confident that I'm on the right path, that I'm on the right track.
Ooh, I feel
that,
that.
that
I
too.
I,
apologize. I need to get off real quick because I did make that medical appointment, and the doctor's calling me right now for a televisit. So I'm gonna leave y'all here. But I'm gonna let y'all finish. I'll come back in a minute because it's like a quick telehealth consult.
Go ahead.
but yeah, so I need to be more like confident. Like the thing, like Cherry kind of mentioned earlier, like she talked herself out of so much. And like I kind of do that to myself because while I believe in so many other people, I need to give myself that same belief, like in myself.
Right.
And I've always felt this way. I just need to put it into practice is, you know, um how do I explain this? Like your current self is always reaching to your past self to heal, but in order to propel yourself forward, you need to pull from your highest self, which is your future self. Like, you always have had access to it. You just have to know what to pull and what to ask and what to, like, sometimes you don't know what you need, so how is your highest self supposed to help? So sitting with your current self and going over, instead of um, beating yourself up for what you haven't accomplished, why don't you just make a gratitude list and be like, okay, well, I've done this and this and this. This is amazing. I'm grateful for this and this and this. Like, I am so blessed. Like, and sometimes it's tempting to focus on the negative because negativity is addicting, and it doesn't feel good, but it feels like it validates parts of you that are scared. So, but you also have to nourish the parts that are going to carry you forward. So pulling from your highest self, Nikki was saying, she's confident, she, what you said, whatever you said about your highest self, like, you're on that path, like your highest self is like, all right, I lit up the path for you. You just have to walk it. Walk the walk. You've talked the talk. Walk the walk. So,
Child, listen. That's gonna be. Excuse my crunchy. You caught me right when I was crunching, honey. That is going to be. Whew, something. I'm gonna say. I can't say what it is, but I know.
But it's just like what I said, like it's like, okay, you have to turn it from like feeling like you have to I want to, because you need to want to do the thing, So,
Hello.
hi.
I'm definitely taking
Susan.
that because like I feel like that changes the aspect of your thinking from changing it to what I need to what I want. Like I was like, I need to work out instead of saying I want to work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to work out. I want to be able to physically be stronger. Excuse me.
You know where I heard that? It was because it's one of these groups that are like ADHD, like changing your thinking to be able to cope with it. And that was actually one of the things that it said. Like, if you find it to be a task, you will not want to do it. You gotta say, I want to do it, so you actually motivate yourself. So it literally has to do with that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how like my quest for doing better with my mental health has linked so much with my quest for anything spiritual, because it's like it even kind of relates, like being more intentional, like giving yourself grace, like being like having more gratitude, like all of those things. There are also things that help me with my mental health and how I can deal better with being neurodivergent. So like it's kind of related there.
Something that my what do they call, not the chakra, what is it
Shaman.
called? What is it?
Shaman.
Shaman. Yes.
Okay.
I totally blanked out. One of the things that she said that resonated with me so hard is that we often we often connect mental health with how other people treat us, but mental health is more about how we treat ourselves. The things that we think, the things that we say to ourselves, the way that we punish ourselves when we don't, accomplish the things that we set out to accomplish. And again, not having grace with ourselves, not forgiving ourselves for mistakes, but also, just it's more of how we treat ourselves. Like, yes, of course, it does have to do with how other people treat you as well. But the way that those things work together is when you're being kind to yourself and you're setting healthy boundaries and you're treating yourself well, you're not going to allow anyone to treat you any different, like any worse. So those like kind of go hand in hand with each other. And when she said that, I was like bawling because
Yeah.
it was so profound, and it was like I never put the two things together. And it's like she was like, I'm not telling you that these things haven't happened to you, but you're victimizing yourself in a situation where you're re-victimizing yourself by treating yourself as the victim, but you're also the assailant.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that confused me. And then when she broke it down, I was like, okay, so now that makes sense. And she's like, you're very hard on yourself. You're constantly punishing yourself for things that are in yet, like you're upset about things that happened yesterday. And she's like, you have today. Let's start with today. What can we fix today? Then tomorrow we work on something else, or we continue to the repair process or whatever. And she was like, you have to start with yourself. People only treat you the way that you train them to treat you. And if you're treating yourself like shit, you can't go to someone and be like, you can't treat me like that, because they're going to be like, dude, you do it to yourself. So for me, I was like, you make a real valid point right there. And it was very emotional for me because it was just really, really emotional for me. And it was, I want to say, a life-changing experience. Like, I wish I went to her more often, because sometimes I need to be as hard on myself. I mean, I need to not be as hard on myself as I am and be called out on that shit. Like, so.
Yeah. And while we're all doing these things to better ourselves, of course, you have to also protect your energy as well, because once your light starts shining bright, that's gonna attract the suckers, the fun suckers, okay? Like the people who are miserable and aren't ready to glow themselves. So, they always say misery loves company, right? So you're going to attract good and bad when you're glowing up. So you have to protect yourself and be ready that there's going to be people that are going to enter your light, and they're not there for good reasons. So
That's very true.
not to be like, oh, like, don't be paranoid, but like, they're not everyone who is coming into your light is there for good reasons. So
Yeah, you got to protect yourself, protect your peace, that's for sure. So one of the TikToks showed a ritual that you could do during the eclipse, and I guess another one was the one that was telling manifest during it, because this is a great time for change and everything. I did find one that is like a very simple one, because I'm all about simple rituals, because I cannot do the elevated stuff yet. I did like the one that drawing the rings. That was really good. That's pretty simple. That's easy to do. I
so
did also find something. I know Nikki talks a lot about water. It was called Eclipse Water, and the steps go as follow. It was like you need a clear container with a lid. Usually, the person uses a mason jar. They use water. They fill it up on the clear container and they close it tight. Then they set the mason jar outside as soon as the eclipse starts. And while the water is collecting the energy, they set the intention. It could be a more productive time at work, or a more creative outlook, or luck with love. Then that water, they put it away. They they put it away once the eclipse is complete. They said that what you can do with it is you can use the water to water your plants when they're looking down, that you can put some on your drinking water if you need power, luck, or help for the day. You can use it to bake something if you're making something special. You can put it in your coffee maker for an extra boost of energy. You can mix it with warm water and add some salt for a food bath. And she also said you can even put it on your alcoholic drinks to reduce hangovers, or add some to your animal's water bowl when they're feeling sick or lonely. So I thought that was a little fun one. It's like just basically like catching the water with the eclipse.
I, dang, you said something, and I was gonna piggyback off of it. Uh,
Oh, which one? The one that it's like to bake something with the water, or to put it in your drinking water when you need power,
no,
luck?
before you even started with the ritual.
Oh, okay.
Shoot, I done forgot it. tag. But
You're good.
I would say, yes, water is awesome. It's very powerful, and I mean, we have to remember, shoot, we're made up of what 70%,
2%
80%
water.
water.
Yeah.
So we have to speak over ourselves. Wait, Smoochie. Um, and command even in that, I align my body with my highest self. I align my body with its most healthiest self.
Mm-hmm.
I uh am releasing fluid from my body that I don't need. And things of that nature. Like, you have to speak over your body and manifest a healthy body, as well as put in the work. You know what I'm saying? Alongside manifest. Everybody want to manifest, but are you putting in the work? The work is
Yeah.
you calling money. What's your product?
Yeah.
That's the work. I'm
Exactly.
gonna manifest this money, but what work are you putting behind it? Even the Bible says faith without works is dead. So you can have the faith, but if you're not doing the work, then guess what, baby? It's not going nowhere.
Yeah. I did like that from one of the TikToks. She did mention that it's like, you got to think about what you can do to bring that to fruition. And the other one said something around around the lines of like, now that you did all of that, now you got to ask yourself, what action can you take now to make that happen? Because
And
that's exactly it. Like, you still have to do things and it will come to you, but you still gotta do it. Like, you cannot just like lay there.
and
Yeah.
not only that, we have to remember we're not here for us.
Mm.
You are here to help somebody else get to the next spot, to get to the next place in their spiritual journey, in their life journey. So make it to where what you're doing is helping others, is helping, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to come. Like, don't be like, it's okay to be selfish in some things, but also remember, we're not here just for ourselves.
It's a collective.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, you have to it's everything, everybody to be able to do and want. If those that do and want better, they putting out the energy that they want to do and want better, then guess what? You're going to connect with those people. Those are
Mm.
that's
Yeah.
your tribe. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I said, and when you building your tribe, make sure they align with what you are wanting to become. You know what I'm saying? And if they're not
Yeah.
aligning, I don't give a fuck if you've known them 9,632 years. If they not aligning with what the hell that you got going on right now, then guess what, baby? We can't be friends. I love you.
Yeah.
Ain't no love lost, but you're not aligning with where I'm going right now. And even in that, you got to have friends when you have to, because spirit is gonna call you to isolation.
Mm.
Okay. And when you're in your isolated period, you got to have people around you that's going to understand. Oh, because you got people, oh, you don't talk to me no more. And da, 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 da. No, it's not that.
No.
That's going, you know what I'm saying? But right now in this space, I have to be alone. And you need people that's
Yeah.
going to understand that. That's going to understand that, oh, she good. She just having her moment right now.
I was just talking about that the other day. I was like, I need people around me that if I'm going through something, I don't expect people to like look out for me or like reach out to me or anything like that because I know that we all got something going on. But I also need people that do not like don't get like they don't get personally mad about it because
Yeah.
they think that I owe them something or that they try to be like, well, you were acting funny, so I thought, you know what I mean? Like they assume a lot of things and everything. My best friend is my best friend because even though we don't talk every single day, like we can go 2 weeks without talking to each other and we pick it up like nothing. Like it's all good. We update each other when we need to update each other. We are there for each other every single time. We understand each other very well, and he lives in Minnesota. Like I haven't seen him in a while, you know what I mean? But when we talk to each other, we're always there present to understand each other without grudges, without being like, yo, what's been going on with you? Like one year last year, I did a whole penitence act on social media because I forgot his birthday. And he didn't even say anything until the next day. He said, as a joke, and I know it was a joke because he's never actually said anything to me. Like, it's like, yo, bitch, what the fuck? Like, you haven't talked to me, you know? So I knew it was a joke when he said, not you forgetting my birthday. And I'm like, ah! And I was like, oh my God. And I immediately was like, on all socials, I'm a horrible friend. I forgot his birthday, all that stuff. And like, I went everywhere and let everyone know, oh my God, I forgot his birthday. But also, he was like, I get it. Like, you've been busy with a lot of stuff and it's like a random day. And I'm like, no, it's not. Like, it's important, but it's the first time that it's happened. But I do acknowledge that I definitely was in a place that I was not, able to remember that kind of thing. But yeah, it's just like that's the kind of people that I definitely need in my life, and I keep remembering myself. This is why your tight circle is small, is because you waste too much energy trying to comfort others for being yourself. And at this point, it's like, this is how I am. You know what I mean? It's not even like I'm trying to be mean. And like, I accept myself as I am. And I accept my friends too. I accept that there's a lot of things from my friends that I'll be like, like I could start an argument with you right now about all these actions, but I accept you and I love you and it's okay. And we can disagree and everything, but I'm not going to be constantly like putting you down over it. So I immediately was like, I make the right decision with keeping like, these people. And I need to remind that to myself often, that it's like, as cool as it sounds, having all these friends and like all these connections, it's about the right people. So like
quality over quantity.
For sure. That is for sure. Yes. Yes. But I get it. Like loneliness sometimes gets to you. Like when you're not in the right place, like just having a connection with someone, even if it's not something that's good for you, it feels attractive. So I get it. But I'm in a good place. I have love. I have, really good friends. I feel like I'm growing in many ways. So I feel like I am at a point that I can be like, ooh, we gotta assess these relationships. So yeah, we're getting messages, or I guess you are, Carrie.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix the situation.
Yeah. But yeah, I think this was a great discussion, and make sure to watch the eclipse on Saturday. The eclipse on October 14th, let's see exactly the details of it. It's going to be a solar eclipse. And it's going to be, let's see around what times. It will be visible in Oregon, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, and Texas, as well as some parts of California, Idaho, Colorado, and Arizona. So it seems like it's going to be a West Coast kind of thing to see the ring of fire. I'm just trying to see what time it is.
And I said fire to the right.
Okay.
That has been the song that has, since the lady with the diagram, when she was talking, I was like, that is what has been playing in my head.
That little music, yeah.
I couldn't resist.
Okay. So it says that NASA says that the eclipse will begin in Oregon around 9:13 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and end in Texas around 12:03 p.m. That means that's for us 12:13 for East Coast. So that's the time that it starts, and it would end at 1:03 p.m. Is it 1:03 Central? It's like 1 hour more. Yeah. For Eastern. Yeah. So from 12 to 1. So 12:13 to 1:03 p.m.
Okay.
That's a good time. It's a good time. It's an hour long. I'll put my water outside. Like that's the thing. It doesn't matter if you're not seeing it. It's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Get it out there. Do it. Obviously, it probably will look a lot more epic if you had a whole ring of fire on top of you and you're like, woo!
I'm excited for the solar eclipse that's happening in April next year because I live in Ohio and the
Nice.
path of total, like totality, where it's going to be like totally dark.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. Like,
I remember the one that they
It's gonna be in
mentioned
April.
on
Yeah.
96. I think I remember it. I remember one. I was in school and it was after school, and I remember seeing the whole thing. And they always tell you, don't look at it. I'm like, I looked. I fucking looked. I was a child. I did it anyway.
I have a memory of that too. They gave us these little
Yeah,
things.
The little glasses and shit.
Yeah.
I looked at it without them. I did. I'm okay, I guess. Well, not okay, actually. I have a very bad vision. So maybe don't look at it. Maybe don't. Maybe listen to these people. Actually, my contacts, I literally have to order them online because they're so fucking bad. So, yeah, now that I think about it.
The information provided by Big Cherry is not sponsored by iHeartBBW or the other people.
Hey, I'm saying listen to them now. I'm saying listen to them.
Listen to the do not.
But yeah, let's see. Like one of the TikToks said, let's check with each other in a month to see what changes have happened and what we can attribute to the energies changing from the eclipse. So let's do a little checkup afterwards. And for anyone, yes, and for anyone wanting to suggest a topic or send us a question, please do so at witchy.iheartbbw.com. And you can also find there all the links to our socials. If you want to tip our lovely spiritual guiders here, you can definitely do so. All the information is there. And yeah, we're waiting. Like, if you want a tarot reading, like, send us a message. And if you want a private tarot reading, you can message Jess here. You can message Nikki. You can get a reading. You can get a quote for it. So, like, definitely use their services because it's really fun. It's good reassurance. Like, every time they tell something, it's like reassurance to something that you were already working on. And it's a great feeling. So, yeah. Is there anything else we want to bring up on this?
I think that was a great discussion. I think I know
I loved it.
What I want.
And I set fire.
I think
I'm sorry. I'm about to go listen to that song now.
Nice.
For a future topic, I think we should kind of go back to some of the issues or some of the episodes from the past, like where we did like some goal setting and some like manifestations and stuff like that. And I think we should do a follow-up, like a catch-up, where we, just see where we are now in comparison to an episode from 6 months ago or a year ago or however long. I think it would be really cool to just see the differences and talk about what we did, what we didn't do, what we should have did differently. You know what I mean? Like, just kind of discussing some of those things again. And some of us have had, I think, some really good progress, or maybe all of us, or who knows. So yeah, I think that would be a great Witchy Wednesday catch up.
That would.
No mustard.
I would say true. That's awesome. But I think right now in the place that we're in, I think everybody in right now in the journey is the healing. Like the healing stage, because you can manifest unhealed, but you're not really gonna really manifest until you done heal some spots. And I think everybody's focus, or you know what I'm saying, right now is getting healed. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I think that'll be cool. Like, I know all three of us, I know me, Jess, and Big Cherry have the shadow work book. So that would be cool, like, to after the eclipse and maybe a month or two. How far are you in your shadow work
page
book?
together? We push through one page together. Let's do that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good goal.
So that's lit. I would definitely agree with you, Carrie, on that. Like,
but I guess I better go do my homework.
It's intense homework. I'll say that. Sure.
Listen, I showed up for class. Present.
You got the book too, Carrie?
No.
Oh, I about to say, girl. Oh, that book is dangerous, but it's gonna make you work. It's gonna make you work. It's gonna make you work
like a doctor. Okay, just kidding. Well,
Well, thank you, everyone. I'm gonna have everyone say your goodbyes. You can say where to find you.
Hi, I am Carrie Platinum Pizzy Anthony. You can find me on iHeartBBW COM on everything.
And Nikki.
And my name is Nikki Chevelle. And you can find me on Twitter, Facebook, and IG at Nikki Chevelle.
Awesome. And we got Jess.
I'm Jess Tea Cakes. You can find me on IG at Jess Tea Cakes, where there's additional links for more info.
Come on,
Awesome.
Red
And
Lip.
I know, right? And I'm at Big Cherry. You can find me at Big Cherry or at Bori Curves on Instagram. Also TikTok everywhere. Both names. I have double personality. I have multiple more actually. I'm a Gemini. So that's that. Anyway, thank you for joining us and thank you all for being here tonight and having this lovely discussion. I know I'm better off after a witchy, so I love you guys. Good night.
Love you.